we ended up meeting at Catman Bingo that I was hosting in LA. And Nathan is
Man
back
bingo.
there. Yeah, Catman Bingo. we so it was giving away prizes playing bingo, and I was hosting it, and Nathan was in the back just being a cat dad. So I think it was it was like 069 was one of the letters, and then I hear this guy in the background like "Ayo," and I'm like,
Welcome, Catsters, to this new episode of Chatty Cattys. We're very excited to have Sterling Trapking Davis here today. You may have seen him on the Drew Barrymore Show or Netflix's Cat People, or also Disney Plus's Pets documentary, or just seen him at any of the many pet conference or cat conferences he's been at online. I feel like Sterling, you are everywhere on my feed, and I love it. There's so many cool things that you're up to. So we're so excited to have you here and properly meet you because we've been
I
talking
mean,
online for a while. So thank you so much for being here and welcome. Um,
thank you for having me. Thank
so excited.
you.
So, but I just wanted to allow you to kind of introduce yourself a little bit to our listeners if they haven't heard of who you are, and tell us a little bit about your path to cat rescue because you were a touring musician and then became a cat rescuer, which is a really cool transition in my opinion.
different segue, yeah.
Yeah.
it's it's definitely different. Every time I tell people, like, okay, I used to be a rapper and I used to tour manage and do stuff like that, they're like, so where did cats fit into that? But that is me, the rapper turned cat trapper. So now I focus on solely TNR, Trap Neuter Return, and community cat care. And it hit me. It hit me in the feels because I never planned on it. Like when I was young, you could have never said, "Hey, you're gonna grow up and rescue cats." I would have been like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I liked cats when I was young. I
Yeah.
loved them. I've always loved them. I would sneak them in my grandmother's house and feed them in the backyard, and they'd be like, "Sterling, stop feeding them outdoor cats." But that was as far as I got, is just loving cats and loving animals. I never knew about rescue until, I don't know, it's like 2010, 2011 maybe,
Yeah,
is when I learned about cat rescue and learned that I could probably help the overall mission.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, like, the Trap Neuter Return, obviously, there, because there's a very important distinction there, isn't there? You often hear people sort of say trap, neuter, release. It's like, no, it's not release, it's return. That's the key part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, so trap neuter return. So it's the humane alternative. It's, we catch cats. For those that don't know, we catch cats in humane traps so they're not hurt. We take them to low cost spay neuter vaccination clinics, and they're spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and returned back to the colony. So it prevents overpopulation and spreading disease. We work with fosters and adopters too for socialized cats that's friendly, and we can get them adopted out. In a perfect world, we wish we could get all the cats but for the ones that are outdoor, were born out there, and they want to stay out there, TNR is the best way to go with it. And so that's what I focus on. And like I said, at first, I knew nothing about it. But return is it's the most important thing, because release, I think long before I got started, uh, people would say release, would use the word release, but it's important to understand that the cats need to be returned back to their colony. If you take a cat to a new area, those cats in that new area, like, hey, you coming to take our mates or our food, you better get out of here. So it could be dangerous for cats being released into a different colony rather than returned back to their colony.
Mm. And it sort of defeats a little bit of the purpose of population control in that area as well. As I understand it, sort of the point of release or returning them back to where they were is that that space then isn't going to get taken over by yet another cat. It's kind of keeping the population sort of at least static rather than increasing.
Right. They call it the vacuum effect, because if you were to somehow remove all the cats out of one colony, just remove them all, the same reason they were there, more cats will come. For whatever reason that attracted those cats to come, more will come. So if you
Yeah.
fix all the cats, if you get them spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and then you return them back, not only do they not overpopulate or spread disease, but they prevent new cats from coming in
Yeah.
and taking over and overpopulating and spreading disease in that area. So because a lot of times I've had people ask me to do that. Well, can you come and remove all of these cats? And I'm like, I'm not an exterminator. I'm not going to do that. And even if I did, as soon as I take them, some other cats would be like, oh, let's come on over there then. That's the shade and the scavenging area or whatever reason that brought them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like I suppose with a lot of things, isn't it? It's like the quick fix might feel or seem like the best way to go, but it's in the long term, it's not
No.
going to be the thing that lasts.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
man.
it's long term. Like I said, in the perfect world, it would be great if every cat could have a home, but we can't force every cat inside. I mean, they're born outside, they're built to be outside, so we can't force them inside, and we can't force everyone to adopt a cat. You know, every home to adopt a cat. So, the ones that we can't get inside, TNR is definitely the way to go. So
Yeah.
I got
That
hooked.
would kind of be cool. Like you get a house, you get a cat. Like that's just how it goes.
That would be the move.
We were just speaking to a lovely lady called Rachel Robinson, and she fosters kittens. Literally has just had some people move in next door, and guess who's getting a couple of kittens?
I love it. I love it. I
Okay.
love it. I'm
Oh
about to
man.
be adopted in my spot out here. So yeah, I want my rescue baby outside. One of them, not all of them. The other ones won't stay outside. But my little orange guy, Method Man,
He's ready to
he
convert.
wants to come inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you obviously you've just moved? How long have you been there that you've already, acquired a little colony?
Little colony. Well, I've actually been here. Thanksgiving would make it a year. Actually, I've been
Oh,
here
okay, right,
one
right.
year. But a lot of these cats in this area, they were already here before me. When I came, me and my buddy Nathan, we built a little cat door outside for underneath my house that the cats can go under, and then we just started fixing the cats around here. They needed it, but they were out here. They kind of came with the place, so I'm good with that. I'm very good with that. But I remember Method Man he was so little when I first saw him. He was so little, but now got all of them fixed. I think I got some more work to do. I seen some other ones. I don't know where they come from, but
They know
probably
you're
got some
there.
new ones. It happens like that. It happens. It's like we know the cat guy is here, and then you just see more popping up, and it's like, where did you come from?
Yeah, the little they've got their own little
Yeah.
network. They chat about
They
things.
do. They got a
Yeah.
whole social media thing that we don't know about.
I swear they do. Like
They're
the
just
number of
connected.
times, yeah, like people lose a cat. They have their cat die, and like a week later, like
Yeah.
he got a baby.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So
I feel like my cat Rick James that I had back in the day and he passed. I feel like Rick James sent my other cat Nipsey,
mm,
like my other boy. It's almost like I'm gonna
Yeah.
send you a cat that's gonna be another version of me, and you'll be all right. So they got some kind of network going.
they do.
Oh yeah.
How many cats do you have that are yours inside the house right now as well?
So three of my own. I have Nipsey Cuddle, Demita Joe, and Alanis Musset is in her bed, knocked out. So all my cat, always after musicians, artists that I love.
Love it.
So Demita Joe is Janet Jackson's middle name. Alanis Musset goes without saying. I still listen to Jagged Little Pill like I'm a teenager or something. I don't know.
Yeah, sad.
I'm
And
pretty
then
sure I
Nipsey
destroyed.
Hussle.
I played that CD so many times it just died.
Yeah, I've had to replace it. It's bad. I know every word, every song. It's imagine me walking up for karaoke night and starting off with an Alanis. They like everybody
Hanging
stop.
out, ironic.
Yeah, the whole bar is like. As soon as I walk up and I'm like, I want you to know. Everybody's like, what in the world? Is he about to
Did
sing?
not see that
Is this
coming.
happening? Is this happening for real?
So good. I love that. And sorry, I misspoke there. I said how many do you have, but you are owned by those three is what I
I
meant.
Yeah,
was thinking that,
I
Nicole. I
apologize
was
to the
thinking,
cats. Yeah,
yeah,
please.
yeah.
Just let
they
them know I corrected
they
that.
have they have me. Method Man outside is about to adopt me as
Yeah.
well. They've clicker trained me as well. They whistle and clicker trained me also. So
Yeah.
I think I've got a sticker somewhere that says happiness is being owned by a cat. So I mean, being owned by five, I guess it's just ultimate happiness, right?
right.
It's amazing though, like you can hear like a little noise that they make, and like unless you've owned a cat, you don't understand it, but they'll make a noise like, oh yeah, no, he wants me to turn on the tap in the bathroom
Right.
now. Yeah. People are like, what do you mean? You're like, no, no, I'm confident about that. I know what
Yes.
that meow means.
Every meow, every type of meow, the time of the meows.
Yeah. Where
I
they're
know
standing.
whose meow is who. Like
Oh yeah.
my mom has said that to me. We'll be on the phone, and one of the cats will meow, and I'll be like, Nipsey is messing with Alanis, and she'll be like, so you know by the meow who it was, and I was like, oh yeah, I know exactly who it is by the meow.
Know who started it? Yeah.
Yeah, Demita,
That's so,
come here.
so cute.
But we have been obviously seeing a lot of like videos and stuff with you and Nathan the cat lady. How did you guys, meet up and stuff? Oh my gosh.
There's Demita Joe. This is my
Demita.
oldest bottle baby here.
Oh,
Oh,
she's
I bottle fed her.
beautiful.
you bottle
I
fed her.
bottle fed her, so she's weird, persistent, very clingy,
Yeah. Oh,
drools all day, every time. As soon as she get up here, she start purring and drooling.
oh,
Yeah.
look at her. Oh my God.
Oh.
Oh,
But Nathan and when I first started, yeah, when I first started doing cat rescue, okay, thank you, baby.
oh.
Okay.
She's like, can you
When
rescue
I
me?
first, yeah, she's like, give me the love, give me the love. But when I first started, one of the first things I did was look for other males, other men
Hmm.
in cat rescue because I didn't see it. It's only been women that trained me, and it took a while for me to see any men or people of color. So one of the first things I started doing was looking for anybody like me that was doing TNR, and I
Yeah.
didn't see many. I found a handful of guys. Like I found Catman Chris. Uh, I found Nathan, who wasn't really doing rescue, but he was a cat dad. I already knew Jackson, of course.
Yeah.
So we ended up meeting at Catman Bingo that I was hosting in LA. And Nathan is
And
back
bingo.
there. Yeah, Catman Bingo. we so it was giving away prizes, playing bingo, and I was hosting it. And Nathan was in the back just being a cat dad. So I think it was it was like 069 was one of the letters, and then I hear this guy in the background like, "Ayo," and I'm like, "Who is this guy?" And he had
Yeah.
like a funny thing to say every time. I was like,
You're like, oh,
yeah."
oh.
I was like, I think I saw you online, but we need to let's hang
Let's
out."
talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we met, and since then it's been pretty much. I
Yeah.
mean,
You
like
just
this.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's my dude. And then I took him out to rescue his first cat, and that was it. We
Yeah.
was we were there. That was it. I'll never forget his first cat because it was like his face lit up, and it's like they always say in cat rescue, if you once you get in, you can't get out. Like once you get that feel, it's like the mafia. You feel it, you do it, and you
And
cannot get out. You are in. And I could see him. He was when Nathan walked out with that trap, and I could see his eyes lit up. He was like, I got him, I got him. I was like, yeah, that's it. I was like, that
You
is it.
mean we've got you?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that's it. This is good.
I mean, cat rescue is very much a white lady sort of industry, and it is really refreshing to see some different faces getting in there, and I guess removing the stigma of cat rescue just being a white lady world.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it seems like it was meant for me in a way to get into this. Like it really feels like that because I can appreciate being in a one of the very few woman dominated work environments like as far as environments to be in. And I have five sisters, so that fit me very well.
I got this.
Well
And
trained.
Yeah,
yeah,
very well
I've
trained.
been
Yeah.
well trained. I've been well trained. So I mean that fit me, but it is good for I think more help with the cats because you're getting different demographics and people engaged. And I think that has a lot to do with burnout and compassion fatigue. When I first started, a lot of the women that trained me burnt out and stopped because of the compassion fatigue. And I think a lot of that happens is because if you only have one group that's doing anything, like for so long, like you said, it's been, I mean, white women have created it and kept it going and been doing it. So if it's only that and you're not getting help from nobody else or nobody else is understanding, then yeah, you're probably bound to burn out or get tired. So that's a lot of what I try to do, is to make it cool, to get younger people in different demographics engaged, get fresh and new ideas and different ways to help the cats and care for them. So it's definitely been a rewarding journey. At first, everybody thought I was crazy, but now it's like, oh, okay, we see what you're doing. It's good.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, people got to think you're a bit crazy, and then that's when magic happens, right? Yeah.
You just got to let that freak flag fly.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, alongside that, have you noticed in the past, decade or so, a lot more men getting involved in it, or do you feel like it's still that, like, do you feel like you have a lot more outreach for men in the world to go?
I feel like I could definitely see the growth. I see it surprisingly more in younger children, like teenagers, young teens, a lot more in that. But I do see more guys getting engaged and everything. The guys started for all the wrong reasons, but I see them getting engaged because it was literally all the wrong. So many guys would reach out to me and see pictures of me with traps and a whole bunch of women outside, and they'll reach out and say, "Man, you just with all those women all night?" And I'm like, you know what? If that's what it's gonna take to get you out here, yeah, I'm with all these ladies all night. We just hanging out. I don't tell them that all of them are like lesbians and don't like me. I don't tell them that part. Just come on out. Yeah, I'm with all of these ladies. Yeah, just come on out. Sure. Like I leave that part out and keep them interested. But you do.
You don't want to spoil the surprise.
Right. You do see. I am definitely starting to see more men and younger folks get engaged and understand it more, understand what it is, instead of just thinking, oh, there's a cat, it's bad luck, or there's a cat, it's bad, or it's nothing I can do to help. Like I've definitely seen it a lot more in the past since I started, period.
Yeah.
I suppose it's also hard, but I think particularly at the moment when, I mean, the cost of living, cost of everything is pretty tough.
Yes.
And so then to kind of get people on board with helping with animal rescue, when sometimes the priorities are going to be like, well, I need to feed myself and my family, and then trying to extend that to so yeah, but we've still got to take care of these animals as well. So it must be a harder balance to kind of get that support.
It definitely is. That's one thing that's huge here in California where I'm at now. One of the things that I want to try to help is that the cost of living is already expensive, but then the cost for TNR surgeries is still very expensive. So it does get difficult in that sense. And then a lot of people, like when I started educating and doing it, I was in a lot of underserved communities where people were like, hey, we can barely take care of ourselves, let alone take care of these cats. So educating and providing that, it can get tough, but it's definitely changed. It's been turning around some. And it's been the kids, it's been the younger kids. I've told people at some of the presentations I did, some of the cat events that I was at, one of my favorite educational moves or getting people engaged was I would drive through the apartment complex in my RV. My RV was blue and purple, so it looked like a big ice cream truck already. And then I would set the traps, and I would tell all the younger kids and teenagers in the area to watch the traps. So if a cat goes in, the first person that messages me, that sends me a text and say, hey, we got a cat, you win $20.
Nice.
The second person, you win $15. The third person, you win $10. And so I don't have a ton of money to keep doing that. But after 2 times of doing that, I promise you, the third time I drive in that apartment complex, the kids are chasing me like I'm the ice cream truck. Like, look, I got a cat. Did I win? So
yeah, You got to watch out with something like that, though, Sterling, because my dad, this is going back many decades, back where he grew up, rural Queensland, they had a crow problem, and so they would incentivize people to bring crow heads into the, I don't know, wherever it was, and they were being paid per head, basically, because they were trying to get rid of all these crows. So my dad and his brother would basically, they'd come in, they'd get a bunch of crows, bring them in, and then the brother would head around the back to where they threw out the bag. So
Wow.
just watch out that they're not revisiting with the same cats.
Wow. Yeah, that's well, I don't even that's how I usually get them. That's how I usually get them. I get the way I get them is I only do that like 2 times. And after that, I'm like, I can't do it no more. But there's always 1 or 2 kids that'll say, well, I still want to do it anyway. And that's the future trap queen or the trap king that I have for the neighborhood. The rest of the kids like, if there's no prize behind it, then I can't do it. But it's always 1 or 2 kids that's like, even if it's no prize, I still want to do this. And I'm like, yep, that's the future trap queen right there. She's gonna be the one.
That's so awesome to get the younger generation involved, because I feel like, and I mean, being a millennial myself, we can talk about the Gen Zs and all that for about many things, but I feel like, they have become disconnected with nature and the real world a lot because of social media, but using social media as the tool to get them involved back into the natural world is such a cool way. And then they can, have a bit more
a full circle kind of.
Yeah, more purpose in the things that they do, and see how it, it becomes, relevant and for their futures and stuff too. Because I mean, I live in New Zealand now. I'm Canadian, but we do have an unfortunate feral cat problem here, and we have a lot of flightless birds that can't protect themselves. But hearing what you were saying earlier about how, the trap neuter return, then the colonies, they're already in the environment. It's already dangerous. They're getting rats, they're getting this, they're killing some birds, which is unfortunate, kind of that collateral damage. But it's 1 or 2 cats in an area. Whereas when you remove them, because what the government here right now is wanting to do is like just eradicate all feral cats. Again, Karen, what you were saying, that whole short-term solution, like then we're going to have a rat problem again. Then we're going to have a bunny problem. Then we're going to have a mouse problem. We can't just do it that like it. I don't know.
Politicians can only see short-term solutions because it has to happen in
their term, or they have to make these claims.
They can't. Governments can't have 10-year plans.
That's the big problem about it with cat rescue, is that you'll have someone in office that wants to quick fix it right now so I can get the votes and everything that I need. But we're looking for a long-term solution. And like you said, like I've told so many people, hey, even if I could get rid of the cats and take them somewhere and none come back, I don't trap rats. I'm not gonna catch snakes, and a lot that's what a cat is keeping away, the things that you don't want to see or deal with as much. So it's definitely not a short-term solution to it. TNR is the way. And like you said, even with the birds, the flightless birds, if you fix the cats in the colony, you maintain that colony, because a lot of what I do is, after I fix the cats, I also teach people, the feeders, where to feed and how to feed. You can't just go out and throw a ton of hard, dry food out in the street and feed all the cats. That's not the way to do it. You're calling every coyote and
all the
raccoon. It's just everything is going crazy. So the best way to do it is to have some environmentally friendly type of container or something that you could put the food in, feed the cats, and when you're done, pick up everything and do that at a certain time and do it in a certain location. With apartment complexes, I always have people feed in bushes, so the cats are out of sight and out of mind from the people that don't want to see them, and not as easy for prey. And so if the cats are all fixed, they're not fighting over mates, the colony is being maintained, they're being fed properly, they don't hunt and go for everything as much. They're a lot less calm and chill. So you don't see as much as what so many people say as far as cats being an invasive species. And I mean, we can't stop what nature does to nature, but we can control what we do to nature. So doing TNR
That,
definitely
yeah,
helped.
Very good way to look at it. Yeah.
yeah. I saw recently you have, I think it's See Meowcon, one of the conferences you're at, and
Love
one
that.
of the messages that I really liked was this like collaboration over competition. Because obviously with social media, like obviously, you can't get a message out unless people are seeing your stuff. So obviously there's so much competition with getting, being the most viewed and getting the most engagement. So it was really nice to see this message of let's just be working together rather than competing if we're all got the same ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's what one of the first things that I saw, one of the biggest issues that I saw when I started in cat rescue was that the burnout and compassion fatigue was coming from other people in cat rescue that were doing it.
Oh.
So, and a lot of, because we come in, like myself, we dive in heart first. So we probably had a situation where we saw an injured cat limping or we saw a sick cat sneezing and we wanted to get engaged and help the cat. So we're ready. We're usually ready and prepared. We know we're going to see the cat with the eyeball, the eyeball hanging down. We're ready for that. But what we're not prepared for is someone else in cat rescue being overly critical or competitive with you. And that hurts. I mean, most people, you want to be accepted by your peers. So a lot of times I've seen people burn out, not because of the cat that they couldn't save or not having the resources. It was because someone said, "Oh, that's all you doing is two cats," or why is the ear tipped like that? The ear is nasty, or you didn't do it right, or you're not doing it enough. And so if you're doing this for free and you're not getting paid, and people attack you about it, you're gonna break down and burn out. So
Yeah.
we started what we was doing at CMEOW was One United Paw, One UP,
Yeah.
and it's basically a movement just for us to bring each other together, to not be so competitive or overly critical of
Chatty.
of each other. Yeah,
Chatty,
don't be
yeah.
so catty. Don't be so catty about it. Don't be so. Don't do. Just work together, and that's how we'll get more done. Because a lot of times when we go to these city council meetings, or we go in front of people that aren't cat people, we look unorganized or we look against each other, and it makes them not want to work with us as much or listen. They don't take
Yeah.
it seriously. So One United Paw is to bring us together more so we could be more effective, to get rid of that crazy cat lady thing. She's not the woman up the street helping the cats is not a crazy cat lady. She's actually using her social security check to keep your community clean. So it's good for her to be respected and not looked at as bad. So One United Paw, we definitely started that with the thing in mind to make
I
everything.
saw that. I
Just
saw
watching
the
her
thing
point
hanging.
Did
over
y'all
your
see her?
shoulder.
Again, Demita's very persistent. Like she's like, I'm gonna come here. Let me see your eyes, baby.
Oh, she is so sweet. How
Yeah,
old is
And
she
yeah,
she?
was.
it's so frustrating when you've got different groups who have that ultimate same goal and they're wasting energy in fighting
Yeah,
rather than trying to work together on it.
yeah, and I still feel like that's one of our biggest issues. And in defense of it, in defense, because I've had so many people say, well, why is it? Why is it like that? And again, this is why diversity and help is needed, because I think if you have one demographic of anything and they're the only one doing it, it'll be a problem.
Yeah.
So if it's all middle-aged white women doing this, well, then that's one demographic that probably will fight. If it was all middle-aged black men doing it, then we probably have a bunch of over ego contests and stuff. It would be bad. So the more diversity, the better communities and the better environments are diverse. So again, I think all of that helps. So working together, create more diversity, get more help for our trap queens that's been out there doing it even before I was born. It helps. It helps a lot. And that's
Yeah.
what my United Paw is about. Because I would see that so many times where people, even the woman Mickey Blair, I always talk about Mickey Blair, who taught me, who got me going. She was amazing. I mean, I've seen Mickey Blair scale a tree. I mean, just hop a tree and scruff a cat and get it down. I'm like, I think Mickey's a superhero but she eventually
But the
burnt
Steve
out.
Irwin of cat trapping.
Right. She was amazing. Mickey was amazing, but she ended up burning out, and it wasn't because of the cats. It was because of the people. She couldn't get people to understand. She would get ran out of certain neighborhoods trying to explain that, I'm spending my own personal money because I care for the cats, and it's in your community. So that's what One Up is about. I'm glad you brought that up too, because it means a lot to me.
And it's, I think we get a bit down on, people with sort of social media fame. And to be fair, I used to be really down on people with social media fame, like influencers and things like that. But yeah, here we are. Yeah. But like that is sort of the new fame. And it's, instead of being famous for just being famous or for being in a movie, people are becoming more famous for doing good things. People are being famous for doing stupid things as well. There's plenty of that. But to see someone like yourself who is getting recognition and getting followers and getting that message out there, that's something that just makes me think, okay, well, this is what it's good for, because you're becoming famous for this. And if people are looking up and saying, well, I want to do that too, he does make it look cool, then yeah, you're using fame for good. And I'm gonna name drop here, just because I've chatted with Brooke Shields last week. And Brooke was saying that really fame, it's like such a amorphous, useless thing unless you can do something with it. And that's why I love and support seeing people like you going, yeah, I'm doing something awesome. And if I can get other people doing that awesome thing too, then that's what we want.
I appreciate it. I love it. I appreciate it. It's still hilarious to me because I never felt the famous thing or whatever. Like my whole deal with Nathan was an actor, and he was a social media influencer before he was just a cat dad. And for me, I never even I just dress young. I'm actually not young at all. And there was no social media around when I was growing up. There was no cell phones or social media around. So I never saw it as famous. Everybody would be like, okay, you're an influencer. And I'm like, I think I'm just a popular cat rescuer. I don't know.
You're influencing.
I didn't realize it until being around Nathan and people stopping us outside a lot, often. Like people stopping, like, you two the cat guys. You're Nathan the Catlady, you Trap King. And I'm like, oh wow.
So yeah, so now you've realized you are famous in the cat world, and probably to people who aren't even big in cats, they've seen you on different programs, and now they're like, oh, I know that guy.
And I realize it. I feel it now, especially being with Nathan, because initially my thought was, I'm more just a popular cat rescuer. He's more of an influencer, and I bring him onto the rescue side. He helps me understand the social media side, because Nathan will still reach out to me and be like, listen, that video you posted is horrible. You got to redo everything. Like you're not doing it right. Like that, it's not going to get enough views. You really got to redo that. Please stop putting it in that frame. It's blurry. And I'm just like, what?
Well, I mean, he's got like nearly 700,000 followers. He obviously knows what he's talking about.
Right. He knows what he's talking about. So but I do realize now, and that just it feels good, like you said, to do something, to use that, to have that for something that's helpful. I mean, I love music and I love rapping, but standing on stage just being cool, it's a lot more to it. So I love being able to do something that I love, and it has meaning like that. Like it's for a good reason, because
being recognized for something that it has substance.
And it's still hard for me because I'm a crier. I'm a tear jerker. I will drop tears, and it's still, I had to get used to people coming up to me in a grocery store or somewhere and be like, I saw you on Netflix. I know who you are. You're the reason I started doing TNR. And then I have to find a restroom to go cry in because they just said that to me. Thanks. Now I'm going to cry for 5 to 10 minutes because you just said I'm the reason you did it. Now I got to go fix my face. So I had to get used to that. Even an award I got before, it's like, as soon as I got on stage, I held the award. It was like, this. Nathan is like, that acceptance speech was a cry.
Yeah. People
I
feel
just,
it, you know? Yeah,
it's,
they know. Yeah, you don't need to
it's
tell them.
so nice to see that, though. Again, it's changing that stigma, it's changing that stereotype that people sort of go, hey, there's this big, big tough looking guy of color. He's going to be, and here he is. He's having an emotional response to cats and to this, and that's okay. That's a
Yeah.
good thing, and it's so nice because
Okay.
you're really cool. You're the kind of person that, so the younger guys are going to look up to,
Yeah.
and to have a role model like you, I think is
Awesome.
tremendous.
Thank you. I hope more young men, fellas see it and understand it in a lot of ways because there's so many hyper masculine type ideas around pets and what kind of pet a guy should have. When I grew up, a lot of people told me, guy's supposed to have a dog, you're not supposed to have a cat. And I paint my nails for the same reason. Guys not supposed to paint their nails either,
Yeah.
but but I
Why
want
not,
to.
right?
Yeah.
I think you
Right.
could go for a bolder color though
Yeah.
next time. Come on.
Oh, let me tell you, this was just playing nice. And plus I went somewhere where I was wearing brown. I wanted to match it, but I've gone to the all I don't think it's any colors I haven't used
Nice.
yet, but I get a lot of comments when I go pink or yellow.
Because it's fun. I mean, there is nothing more, I think, masculine to me than a guy who's like, yeah, I'll wear nail polish, or I've got my tiny kitten, or I've got my
I'll show
chihuahua, and
show my
you
emotion.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It's
things
I
like,
think
you know
that's
what, Tom Holland to me is the masculine who is like, I am comfortable enough in my skin to get up there and dance the shit out of Rihanna, and
I
I
love that
watch that
episode.
video
that
every
is
single time it
the
comes up on my feed,
best.
every single time, beginning to end, can't put it down. And I think, it's totally debunking this idea of what is masculine. It's like masculine is being okay and comfortable enough in your own skin to be soft.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have any two-legged children, only four-legged children. But what I tell my nephews all the time is that that's a sign of confidence to be able to be yourself out in the open. If I want to have a cat or a little chihuahua in a purse and I got my nails painted or whatever, whatever it is, to be able to do that, that's stuff that I learned from watching people like Jimi Hendrix and Prince when I grew up. The first thing I saw of them was, oh wow, they are confident. Like they're not worried about someone saying, oh, a guy can't do this or you can't do this, or they were so confident in who they were. And it was always a beautiful thing. So I definitely I would consider myself an eccentric guy from watching so much Jimi Hendrix and Prince growing up.
They're great people to look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. I love it.
Is there anything else that you kind of would like to tell us about? Like Sterling, is there any like things that you've got coming up? Anything that you want to
Um,
sort of share?
so I have a few things coming up. I have ants in my pants. I cannot be still. So it's always stuff coming up. The big event that I have, the next big event that I know is coming up is in Savannah, Georgia. It'll be the weekend of Valentine's. I believe it's called WhiskerCon. It'll be in Savannah, Georgia,
Come on.
and I'll be there. Right now it's me and Hannah. Me and Kitten Lady are the two that'll be
Cool.
there. But we're trying to get some more people to come. But that'll be a good event. Anytime I work with Hannah, it's always fun and it draws a crowd. She's hilarious. The way her and I met was hilarious. So she always helps out a lot. She's been helpful in my journey.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA seems to be a really cool spot to be like connected with people in the cat world. Well, even all across America. Like I guess you guys being down in New Zealand, Karen's in the UK, like we are very, very hopeful that we're gonna get to CatCon next year because we report
Oh,
on it, we watch it, we're communicating with all these people, but we're offshore, so we're working really hard to get ourselves or at least some of
We're
our
quite
team.
we're quite an expensive flight away.
Yeah, some of our team will
yes.
go. That Catster we're really
I
hoping.
could I could imagine. It was I did some rescue work in Greece and that
I was actually going to ask you about that. Yeah.
it wasn't a cheap trip, I was to say the least.
No, and there's a lot of cats
The
in Greece.
cats over there needing neutering.
Oh my goodness. They love the cats out there, but they lack resources is the problem. So,
Well, that's what
you
we were
know, I
just
was
talking about with with Rachel is how like your love for cats is not just, hey, I'm going to accept every cat to come into my home and live in my home, and I'm going to deplete my own resources and all the resources from all the other cats in order to save all the cats. Like that's not actual love. There's
Right.
that's its own problem in itself. Like you kind of have to be a bit of a tough parent in some sort of a way, you know, you have to say yes
You
to
have to
things,
be able to
you know?
say no. It has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
It's so hard because most people, like my buddy Mickey who taught me, they become hoarders because they can't, the love is just, take every cat in that I could take in and that's it. But you have to be able to take those cats in and give them the love and care that they need. And if you just have a house full of them all over the place, it's hard to give them individual attention. Like with me, even now, as you can see this one,
Yeah.
it's not too many more cats I can take on because she's not gonna have
No,
it.
she
Somebody will get left out because Demita is like, nope.
that's my dad.
All about me. And I
Yep.
mean, I would often get this frustration working as a vet when I'd have people come in going, oh, yeah, I've rescued all these cats. I've got all these cats. I can't afford to vaccinate them and I can't afford to neuter them and I can't afford to do this. And this one's got flu. Now they've all got flu. And you sort of go, you say you've rescued them, but you haven't really improved their circumstances.
Right. You've made it harder on yourself and any other cats that you care for. It's a lot. And that's another thing with the One United Paw initiative that we try to push is working together because it's not going to be one group or just one person. As well as another thing that I've started speaking about a lot in with One United Paw is the fact that thank you, is that in so many cities and states that I've gone to, when you go there, it'll be 4 TNR groups within a 50-mile radius of each other. And
Yeah,
so it's harder to work together if you have 4 groups in a 50-mile radius all doing the exact same thing. If you have a TNR group in an area, the next nonprofit cat rescue thing that should be started should be focused on fostering or adopting
yeah,
or transportation or
yeah,
space for the cats to heal in the rescue process. But it
yeah,
shouldn't be the exact same thing in such a close
yeah,
radius because now you're competing over grants, over funding,
yeah.
people arguing over the cats. But if
Yeah,
you
you
can
should be
have
coordinating, not competing.
right. So if we look to work together, because so many of us started where we worked for a big organization, a big rescue, and we all didn't like what was going on and wanted to do it our own way. And then we all go start our own nonprofit and we all in the same area competing. But again, if we could more so work together and say, okay, well, I'm gonna focus on adoptions, I'll focus on TNR, I'll focus on transportation, we'll focus on fundraising, and then you have people working together instead of what I've seen so much of is okay, everybody over here is doing the same thing. And that's my cat. I adopted that cat out, or that's my ear tip. And it's like,
Oh boy.
that's setting us back.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
start One United Paw yourself, or was that a collaborative effort as well?
So I started One United Paw. And it's crazy because I came up with the name in
Love it.
I was in Hollywood, Florida. It was a big event that I had in Florida where I went out and I did a big out lecture outside, basically teaching people how to do TNR. And then the next day I took everybody out to do the TNR. But it
Mm.
was like 5 or 6 different rescues. And so we trapped a lot of cats. We did good. But after all the arguing and debating, I remember in the hotel room with a couple of friends of mine, other rescue friends, and I was like, man, we need to do something like a takeover of some sort of just let's love each other. Let's be able to work together and not be so against each other. And I said then, One United Paw. I was thinking of New World Order in
Yeah.
wrestling. Like wrestling back here, I used to watch wrestling when I was young, and they had New World Order, and Hulk Hogan would come out, and all the wrestlers was in this new group. And so I was thinking of something in
I
that.
feel like New World Order has a not great connotation for people.
God, definitely a different meaning, definitely a different thing. But but I was thinking more
I mean,
so,
you might get a lot of supporters, but they might be coming for the
The
wrong
wrong kind.
reasons.
especially now,
Bring
it
them
could get
in,
crazy.
bring them in, and then change their mind. That's what you're doing.
They're red hats, they're going to be
Right.
there.
Right.
Whatever gets them in the door.
And I try to do that so much just to make it cool and appealing to different
Yeah.
demographics, like remote control drop traps. You'd be surprised how much it's helped me engage guys because you have the drop trap, but it has a remote control, so you could just push the remote, drop the trap, and catch the cat. So many guys like gadgets and video games. This is now like a fun game thing. So I'm taking guys out and they're like, oh, got him. Oh, because they like the remote control because it's like a gun.
If you could get drones involved here, ha.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh
imagine?
my goodness. Shout out to my brother Cowboy Bob because he's working on that right now.
Okay, Cowboy Bob.
Bob
Get
is
it out.
flying
I just
drones over
picture
to check
cats
traps
just
now.
being drone flown across here.
People would be like, wow, these rescuers are getting advanced now.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Have you worked at all with changing the minds of people? So I'm just thinking from a New Zealand perspective again here, because I'm like, how do I get TNR into the minds of people here? Because it's not likely. But have you worked with changing people's minds who think eradication is the answer? And then like, because I know that there is research to show, and I know that in Maui, or I think it was the Big Island, they did a full eradication, and then the population almost doubled after they did that. Like it was something ridiculous. And so how do you speak to people who are very much like, no, 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 we got to get rid of all these feral cats?
Well, one thing is like what you said, the research, the numbers have shown in certain areas where and I think this happened in Australia a while ago, a long time ago, where they tried to poison the cats, like to just eradicate and get rid of the whole situation. But the problem with that, and I'm not sure if it was Australia, I'm not sure exactly where. Okay, Ethan, I'm not sure exactly where it was, but they tried to poison the cats and get rid of them. But the problem with that was, is again, like you said, they more will come back. That'll probably double. But whatever you use to poison those cats, the animals that prey on them now they're poisoned, and now so on and so on. So those numbers have helped me be able to show people, okay, hey, this is good, but also because again, most people never even knew about it. Like
Mm,
I see a lot of the change because most people never knew about it. So reaching people where they are, like with apartment complexes and HOAs, they would call me out. So many apartment complexes and HOAs would call me out looking for extermination. And what I had to realize while I'm speaking to them, I can't just come with tears in my eyes saying, look at the cat. Don't you want to help? It is so sad. Don't you want to help? My approach had to be more so like, okay, listen,
Has to
your
be
tax
pragmatic.
yeah.
your tax dollars. How do you spend? How do you where do you want your money to go? Because euthanasia shots are expensive. Uh, some of the tenants that you have in these properties are probably vegan like myself.
Yeah.
And if they are vegan like me, then they care about the way you're treating the outdoor animals. So instead of just saying, "Hey, don't you love the cats? Don't you love nature?" It's more so saying, "This is a part of your business. This is your profit. This could change your clientele as far as renting out properties because certain people that don't eat meat or that care for the cats probably don't want to be here or don't want to work with you simply because of the way you treat your animals." So I started approaching it a little different on a more of a business level, or, meeting
That's
people where they are saying, okay, this is what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to rent some properties out. Well, this is how TNR could help you properly do that versus saying, oh, let's get rid of them or let's poison them, which is horrible.
yeah.
People look at it like in New Zealand, Nicole, like if we're not killing the cats will keep killing the wildlife. So yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be successful in completely eliminating cats. Certainly not in like a decade.
No.
People think, oh, trap, neuter, return, you're keeping them alive. It's like, yes, but they can't breed. So
Right.
you are essentially getting rid of cats. It's just happening over a course of nature rather than it being an immediate thing. And people need to get that in their heads. It's like we are working to eliminate the problem. It's
Right.
just not doing it by killing the cats that are there. They're just stopping them from reproducing. And yes, more wildlife will be killed whilst that happens, but it's going to be a more permanent solution eventually. So I think people sort of go, oh, well, you're releasing cats, they're going to keep killing wildlife. It's like, yes, but they're not going to keep breeding.
Yeah.
Right. And it's less fighting. Like again, the TNR and the colony maintenance is where you feed proper feeding is where a lot of it stops. But that's something that people have to understand too with the rescue community. They're not just keeping cats alive. People in rescue go through euthanasia a lot. They see it. There's a lot of times where we're not just hoarding cats and keeping all of them here. There's a quality of life thing, and everybody in rescue have dealt with it. Where, hey, I want to rescue this cat, I want to save it, but the quality of life is very low. The attention and the funds that I'm about to spend here could probably help 3 other cats. So we make the hard decision of euthanizing as well. It's not just a huge hoarding situation where I'm just gonna keep this cat. This cat only got 1 leg, but I'm gonna keep it. And it's
Yeah.
like there's a lot of times where we do have to make that hard decision, and it's for the best for the cat, for the area. Um,
Yeah.
so it's not just hoarding a bunch of cats. And again, it's never gonna be perfect. I don't even as a vegan, I don't think the concept of eating meat is wrong. I don't think it's bad. I think I'm more bothered by the process, the conveyor belt process of animals being shot up with steroids. We're not bow and arrow and feeding our family. It's a different thing. So it's more sort of process, and that's nature. That's natural. So it's
Yeah.
never going to be a point where the animals outside don't do that. It's not just the cats. It happens, but again, by controlling the population, doing TNR, maintaining the colony, we could help it happen less,
Yeah.
and we could better control it. But it'll never stop on the cats, the animals end, and it won't stop on our end. People aren't
No,
gonna stop
no.
eating meat, or so
Yeah. But they
it'll be
might start to go about it more ethically. Yeah.
right. They
That's
could
what I
probably
hope.
eat
Yeah.
healthier,
Yes.
and you could go about it, make it better, make it healthier, but
Yeah.
it'll be to a certain extent what it is. But again, TNR, I think that's what'll help calm so much of it down. And if people understand it, it'll change the outlook and it'll change the engagement.
Got to figure out a way to get you to talk to some New Zealanders in Parliament.
I
And
am
well, I
so
think again the Hawaii example is perfect because you've literally got a captive island population where they decimated the feral cat population and it exploded. It's like it's an island, where they come from.
They're not
yeah.
swimming there, I can
So
tell you
if that
that.
doesn't tell you something, that yeah, you're not going to just be able unless you yeah, even with things like in Australia with rabbits, when they released the myxomatosis virus, that is a virus that virtually only kills off rabbits. Guess what? Still a huge rabbit problem in Australia.
My, one of my favorite statements is in I think one of the Jurassic Park movies. I think it was Jeff Goldblum's character,
Yeah.
and they were talking about the dinosaurs and everything, and he was like, "Life finds a way." And by that, I mean naturally, if somebody, if their back is up against the wall, life finds a way, and I think that's why you have the explosion. It's the population doubles. Any form of life, any group, anything like that, you put that back against the wall, life will probably find a way, and it'll become more serious and bigger. The issue will become even bigger. So you can't
Yeah,
just
yeah. Well, it's
eliminate.
like antibiotics. Unless you can completely 100% eradicate it. Well, guess what? The ones that are left behind are gonna be the toughest to get rid of.
Bigger.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, and
yeah.
it's that whole side, like, because I live on like my husband and I, we have kind of our own little ecosystem. We've got 25 acres. We're protecting kiwi birds. We do all this, and so we have to do trapping of possums, which is I'm I try to be vegan. I do eat chicken, or that not chickens, the eggs from our neighbors who have chickens. No, I don't eat chicken. I have not had me.
Vegan ever.
I just eat chicken.
A
No.
little bit of beef
I do eat the
sometimes.
eggs from our neighbors' chickens because they're very happy and half the year they're creating too many eggs. So yeah, we do eat that. But again, like you said, it's more the process of everything that made me move away from everything. But
Treating cattle like apples.
Yeah,
yeah,
You know,
it
yeah,
breaks my heart.
it's just a lot. And I didn't growing up, I didn't have anybody vegan in
No,
my
me neither.
family or anything before that. I saw a slaughterhouse, and that
Yep.
did it. I saw a slaughterhouse when I was like 11, and
I
that was it.
I see a lot of like anti-vegan commentary on myself, and people are like, I know what happens, and I'm like, you don't, because if you've seen what I've seen, I promise you, you would not eat meat. Like I can
You wouldn't
promise you, you
be, yeah,
think you
okay with
know.
that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
think you know. You think you have not watched what I have
Yeah.
seen, and you have not
I
seen.
would recommend don't watch.
No, same.
Don't,
I don't
because
share
if
with
you
anyone. I'm like, I don't
yeah,
want anybody else to see that. It is not
yeah.
something that I recommend in any way. The pig stuff, oh God, it's just, where is it going with
we
this? Oh,
still
yeah. Sorry, you go.
it's funny because we still in my family, we still have an ongoing joke about me because I went vegetarian at 12. Like after the slaughterhouse, I went home, told my mom, I'm not eating animals no more. I can't. And that was 12. So all the men, and including the women in my family, are very tall. I'm actually one of the shorter men. I'm like 5'11". My grandmother is 6 feet. My aunt is 6 feet. I have uncles that's 6'7", 6'6".
Wow.
My little brother is 6'4". So it's always an ongoing thing that you stunted your growth by stop eating meat when you was 12.
Yeah, I didn't have all the growth hormones.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't have I was like, I wasn't pumped up with all of that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. Clean. Yeah. But oh yeah, what I say, so we do have to do this kind of trapping something. So we're seeing it firsthand here, like when we unfortunately have to trap possums because they decimate the forest here, and then the kiwi birds can't live, the native birds can't live. But when we moved here, the people who lived here before us weren't doing anything. And when we started, there was probably 25 possums living in our small area. It was craziness. It was such a sad forest. You could hear the kiwi birds, but you knew it was on life support. But after we got rid of all of those, more came in. And we've literally witnessed this firsthand. And so when I hear all this stuff about the cats and like yeah, it's just to me it's people who have not even lived it. It's not even a lived experience. They're
Mm.
just looking at the pieces of paper in front of them. And yeah, we talked about the rats, we talked about the mice, we talked about the rabbits. All of those things are going to be able to breed more if all of the feral cat population
Mm-hmm.
gets completely wiped out.
It's like what we were talking about, how cats know when there's a vacancy in a house.
Yep.
Nature, they've got some sort of notice board.
yeah.
Guys, there's a whole area up there that no one's living
Yeah.
in. Let's get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta make it happen. They're going for it. They again, life will
Life finds a way.
find a way. And that's
Yeah.
something that TNR, I think, like I say, it's so many. I've worked with so many people that just felt like we can't have any cats outside. And again, in a perfect world, every cat could have a
Yeah,
home.
there'd be
But
no feral cats.
right now, we have homeless people are outside. They weren't born outside, and they're not equipped to live outside. But we can't get them inside. So if a cat was born outside and equipped to live outside, I don't think we should euthanize them just because we can't bring them
Maybe
in.
they can pair up with the homeless people and keep each other warm. I'm just saying.
I mean, we're doing it. We have programs where we're doing it with inmates, prison inmates,
Yes, I've
taking
heard
care of
so
cats
many good things about
and
that.
dogs. Yeah,
Yeah, because they're like,
I
no, I am on my best behavior because I want to go play with my cat this
Oh my
week.
God.
right. And I think that has a certain feel. I believe in that. A cat, even a puppy, a cute puppy, and the cat is purring and everything, taking care of something like that. A lot of those inmates, I think it can change people, at least
Yeah,
help them learn something,
yeah.
soften them
And
up
it
a little.
also treats them like they are human beings. So they start
Right,
acting like human beings.
right. So I think pairing them up, that would be an amazing. We need to do more of that. I'm all for it.
Write it down, write it down.
You're on board,
Right,
count us
right.
in.
Oh,
That's gonna be the next project I gotta work on. I'm
yeah.
always working on something.
Never stops. I know that. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I think we could probably talk for a whole other hour on everything. So hopefully we can have you as a return guest in the future so we can hear.
Lovely. Yeah, I feel like there's so much more we could talk about.
I
Yeah.
know. I feel like we
Definitely,
barely
definitely.
scratched the surface. Yeah.
Right. Definitely. I
Did
definitely
you
gotta
want
come
to,
back.
yeah, promote anything that you've got going on?
Yeah, I am always doing TNR where I am or paying for cat surgeries somewhere else in other cities. So please check out my website, trapkinghumane.com. And my Patreon page, which helps me do a lot of what I do. If you go to Instagram, the _original_ Trap King, you'll see in my bio links to the website, to the Patreon page. Check it out, join, support. I'm always working, like I always doing TNR, and I'm also clicker training and whistle training cats. So it's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of cat information also. Check me out.
Awesome. We'll share all
So,
those links.
no, thank you for doing what you do. Honestly, yeah, really impressive.
We are so in
I
awe
love it.
of
I love
everything you
it.
do.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you so
so much
much.
for your time. Yeah, it's been
Thanks for having
so good. Yeah, your official
me.
catster. Awesome. Have a good one, and we will
You
chat
too.
soon.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye, Sterling.
Bye bye.